Welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us. 5 on It Live begins in 10 minutes. Five on It Live begins in 9 minutes. Five on It Live begins in 8 minutes. Five on It Live begins in 7 minutes. Five on It Live begins in 6 minutes. Five on It Live begins in 5 on it live minutes. Five on it live begins in 4 minutes. Five on it live begins in 3 minutes. Five on it live begins in 2 minutes. Five on it live begins in 1 minute.
I can barely hear you.
I love this song. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Mallory.
Hi. Hi, Craig.
Let me just get this camera. Look, okay, now I can see you.
Are you good?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, it's really great to see you.
It's
Welcome
great to see
back.
you too. Oh, and it's great to see all of you out there too.
Oh, I don't see you,
I
but
was
I'm imagining
look,
you, and you're all
imagine
naked right now.
Craig.
Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. I hope that you've missed us. We've missed you. Um, Yeah, we kind of we were like doing these like fury of shows together, and
Yeah.
there was so much. And I don't know about you, Mallory, but it was like really life changing. A lot of those experiences. I don't know how you guys were affected by our guests at home, but it was pretty extreme. The effect. How
It
did you
was
feel about it?
I mean, it was a beautiful, chaotic whirlwind. Those like that run of 4 shows that we had. Oh, should we like, "Oh, hey, 5 on it live. Hey, this is 5 on it live."
Oh yeah, right. I do this every time.
And
Let's do
no,
that
I
thing where
like
we
that.
take a breath. Can we do
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah, I
Collective
think
breath.
yeah, yep.
Okay,
Oof,
thanks.
it's been a while. Yeah, let's hey, everybody at home, we're gonna breathe. We like to do that sometimes. Yeah.
Welcome to 5 on It Live.
Welcome to 5 on It Live.
We're a call-in talk show, and really, it's all about you, the person at home, up late at night, wanting to talk to somebody, and we're available. So give us a call. We have a number. It's Chris, can you put the number down below?
It's been so
712
long.
345 on it. Um, Also, tonight we have a brand new toll-free number. So all of
Toll-free
our
number.
North American friends, you can dial us without any toll or tax to your phone bill. It's 866 345 6648. 866 345 on it. Like we
You
we
get it.
made it that way so you can remember it.
Yeah.
Um, Welcome back with us. We're so
Welcome
pleased to be here.
back.
Mallory?
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. I'm very excited that we have a toll-free number now. We're trying to not be too US centric, given, I'm from Canada and we have viewers and listeners from all over the world. So just trying to make it a bit easier for everybody to call us in, and not make you pay for it. So
Yeah. Yeah, we hear you when you talk to us, and we do we really enjoy the feedback that we've been getting from everybody. And yeah, we've been off for a little bit, and so to get back to where I kind of left off, like it was a pretty heavy experience doing those shows together, not only because
it was.
we're not really professional showmakers, but
Can't.
also, it's just us doing it, with our friends. And geez, our friends have been just wonderful,
Yeah.
helping us do those things. But those guests that we had, namely the last two shows specifically, like whoa, life changers. Um, and in fact, you did a second, interview
Yeah,
with
I did. I
Pam,
mean,
right?
so if people remember, 2 episodes ago, we had Pam Schaefer on,
Mhm.
musician, therapist, multi-hyphenate extraordinaire.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
right.
and it went so well, we stayed up talking so late that, we thought it might be kind of fun, for me to have a chance to talk to her one-on-one. Actually, it was a Craig's suggestion, which I really appreciated. Um,
I
I
I
mean,
I It was a
because
great
like
conversation,
it
but
was such a great conversation, and like I was just getting to know her, and then also, because of like who I am and like, the gender stuff of it all, there were certain things
Mhm.
that like it was really fun to get into with her more one on one. So we have like a bit of like a teaser for that. I don't think we should play that right now. I don't know if we
Yeah,
should
let's not
start
play
with
that
that.
right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
I
might
think
play
that
it sometime here, but we will be
yeah.
putting that out shortly. But yeah, really excited about that. But yeah, I think also just speaking of like full whirlwind and how amazing and how deeply those shows impacted us. I mean, we don't need to explain ourselves for why we've been gone for this long, but I know that like I
Yeah,
needed
but I
some
think it's
big.
interesting. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I
I mean, I was, like, living out of a suitcase for a month in LA.
I was
Um,
too in LA.
I mean, you essentially were too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a whirlwind, it was so fun, but yeah, again, it really did take a lot out of me personally, and I think you and we had just been on this, like, run of shows that, and into wintertime that, yeah, I think we just needed some big rest.
We
Big,
needed
big
some
rest.
big rest,
Mhm.
and, it's difficult doing live television, live talk show, um, and we were talking about it the other night, and you said something really interesting, and I think that the gist of the quote, and you don't have to quote this person because I think my memory of the quote is cooler, but, but it's essentially that, like, a live event that somebody is doing with everybody else is like the last real connective experience that we're having as a society. Football, the Oscars, these things, I think that that's why it's special, and so, like, I invite the exhaustion that this live show brings
Mhm.
on, and we're bringing much more in the new year, of course, and we're just getting warmed up. We're like we said to you guys plenty of times before, we're learning in front of you, you know,
Mhm.
and we think that we have a better format now. We want to keep interviews, but we also want to make it more about just the callers, and
Mhm.
and have more of that dialogue. So the point is that yes, we were gone, and there were a lot of questions, and we're very we're very excited about moving forward. We just had to reevaluate and also like soak in kind of the heaviness of what we were talking about with our guests.
Mhm.
I like, before we change the subject, I want to say like it was life changing. It was life changing. Like my life has literally changed
Yeah.
after having the experiences with Pam. Also with Zenzi, like that it took a while for me to unpack exactly what was going on there. Like even how I was um reacting to a lot of the emotional stuff in the
Mm.
moment, and
Mhm.
like, why do I laugh when I'm nervous?
Mm.
You know?
Mhm.
Why do I why why am I affected in that way, you know? It so, I hope that you guys had those experiences too. I hope that we can bring you more, and I think that the point that I'm trying to make about the emotional weight of it all is that it feels like it needs to be respected in a way where
Yeah.
we can, like, sit and learn from it for a second, because there was so much going on that it feels like we're being insincere about, like, what we're taking from it, you know?
Y Yeah, I think that's something that, in these weeks off that I've been really reflecting on is, like, how important it is for me personally to, like, have the way that I move in the world match sort of, like, what I'm saying and, like, how I say I wanna be and move and, like, the pace that we were at, even though, like, and I love the chaos and immediacy of
Yeah,
live TV, like, that is
yeah,
what ma is as you're saying, makes this so special is, like, it is kind of the last ways that we are forced to be present with each other because we can just find everything online now. And, like, a part of that is, yeah, like, acknowledging these conversations we're having, like, are impacting us and we're growing, and then, like, 6 days later, we have to, like, learn about a new guest and, like, do a whole new thing and have a whole new emotional upheaval. While, like, we all have lives in the background and, everybody has, like, jobs and other things to take care of. So, I think, like, a part of,
Fucking
us, like,
jobs.
taking a break and, like, restructuring sort of how we move forward is so that we can be more in line, and I feel like, respect what we're trying to do as well, and so that, like, how we're moving is more in line with, like, the depth we're trying to go to, like, how we're trying to show up, like, slowly,
Mhm.
intentionally, be really present, and, like, when we were starting to move that fast, I was like, it was really, really, like, taxing, to
It
stay
was re
present, and I don't
it's
think I
really
was,
taxing.
if we had done another, like, a 5th show, I
It
think,
was
yeah, I
we
don't
woulda
think I would
broke.
have been able I don't think I would have been a great host,
No, 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 no. I think
co-host,
we
yeah,
woulda yeah, I think we woulda broke.
yeah.
But we and, particularly the band that we were going to have perform, Liberate, Elemental Forces, they're still on the bill. We're coming back with them. They're very excited about it. We're very excited about it, but again, it was like, it's just too overwhelming. I can't do a sound bath
Mhm.
right now. My
Live in
emotional
public in front of people,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, my emotional quotient is just like,
like, I
you
might
know.
recommend a sound bath, like, for yourself to heal from, like, yeah, but yeah, like, it is a different thing doing it live in front of people, and, like,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
deserve a great deal of, like, space and effort and respect, and, like, we just wanna be able to show up as best as possible for
yeah,
everybody, you know?
yeah. I'm also learning how to be, like, in front of the camera like this, you know? Like,
What do you mean?
I look back at, the shows. I'm really, this is just now I'm just free ball. The plan has gone out the window.
A
Um,
plan.
yeah, right, exactly. Um,
We're just here
I
to catch up, get back in the groove, man. This is our show, do
I
whatever you want.
I look at myself and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy talking?" I don't it's like
Wait, what do
it's
you mean?
certainly
Can you be
me, and it feels
more
very it's not like I feel disconnected from who I have seen. It's just I'm not used to watching myself be when I become natural and when I'm in the conversation, I'm not used to seeing myself like that. You know? You see, like when I see myself in like a contrived notion of myself. Like
Mm,
brushing my teeth, like, "Grr,"
right.
or it's some way, like, I am, like, looking and looking,
We all
right?
have a mirror face, like, we all
Yeah.
right? Is that like, when you're
Oh.
looking at yourself in the mirror, everybody has a mirror face, and
Mhm.
when you get to know somebody, you can always tell their mirror face, but yeah, it is different
Okay,
because
question.
yes.
Do you think that could you show somebody your mirror face?
Probably, but
You're blushing right
I
now.
know, I
Yeah. I wonder if I
know.
could.
Yeah.
I wonder I don't I mean, I make so many weird faces and I like I the mirror is a place to really like bend your face, you know?
Mhm.
Where am I? Where am I? Where are you? Have you ever
Oh,
sat
yeah.
in front of the mirror and bent your face in a way that you wouldn't show anybody else unless you were trying to scare them? What are you doing? What did you do over the holidays?
Oh, yeah, holidays, man.
I think I would feel more inclined to do those faces in my parents' bathroom because it's the same bathroom that I grew up in. And I could stand in front of that mirror and be
Interesting.
like, I am an adult. I remember sitting in
Do
front of
did you
that
do
mirror.
that?
I can remember standing in front of that mirror when I could barely have my head over the sink and looking at the mirror and saying, I wonder what it will be when I'm an adult. And now I'm an adult looking in that same mirror like,
Whoa.
I can't even remember what it was like to be a kid.
Whoa. That's wild.
Welcome to
Over
my
turn on
bed,
my
and
TV
welcome to
after
5 on It Live.
It's been a while. Oh boy. Okay,
So
I need
here
to
we
get off
are.
this like mirror talk for a second.
Yeah.
That
Sans the
like
bells and
actually
whistles. We're coming to you live from our beds tonight in our
um
PJs.
and
Um,
it's the day after Christmas,
yeah.
October 26th, which is Boxing Day here in Canada. Did I say October?
You said October. That wasn't my fault.
That was weird.
You can't blame that on me.
No, that was my fault. I'm like still flustered by the whole mirror thing. I'm
Yeah, I didn't. I honestly, I don't know how I get there. I didn't know that was. I wouldn't have bet on that.
Okay.
I'm
Okay, so we're
neurodivergent.
here December 26th. December 26th. Wow. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. Um, it's Boxing Day in Canada and I think elsewhere, not in the States. Do you know about this, Craig?
I have heard the term my whole life, and you know,
It's
I
like
don't
our
really understand it. I think it's been explained to me so many times, and it's like that is the most boring and obvious thing, and I am never gonna retain it.
It's so funny because
Keep
I
the mystery
actually
alive.
don't before I should have prepared more, but this is indicative that I didn't prepare to say the date because I said October instead of December 1st.
Yeah, I
But
think
I've
everybody
I've
did.
learned the origins of the term, but I can't remember because that's not what it's like our Black Friday. It's like
It's
day after
shopping. It's a
Christmas,
fucking
everybody goes
shopping
shopping.
holiday.
It's shopping.
Like,
It's a
get the fuck
shopping.
out of here. That's on my calendar? What?
I
What?
mean, I don't okay, hey, anybody out there know the actual story? Please call in, let us know.
We do have a
Oh, and hey,
brand new
and we have a
toll-free
toll-free
number.
number,
Yeah, if
yeah,
you're from
for
Canada and
Canadians
you're
to
listening
call,
right
so
now,
please
please call in and explain
educate us
Boxing Day to us.
on Boxing Day
And tell me
that
what
happens
kinda
in
deals you
December.
got, you know? I'd like to know if your Boxing Day is better than our Black Friday.
I think
Your
it's
art
about the same. I think it's a sham. Both are just really a sham. But actually for me, my family growing up, I mean, I hated it because I don't love shopping, but it was a weird tradition where we would wake up the day after Christmas. My grandma, a couple of my aunts, and all of the cousins, we would wake up at like 6:30 in the morning the day after Christmas, which is bonkers, and go to the mall and
I mean,
tear through
nobody's
stores.
doing anything on Saturday night anyway. Or I mean, on Christmas night anyways. Everybody's fucking boring as fuck on Christmas Day.
Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
yeah, 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 yeah. Christmas night,
Everybody's
eh,
spent by that point, right?
the only place to go is Waffle House. I know, because I go there.
Okay.
And you find a Waffle House, and there's the party. That's where all the losers go on Christmas. You know, I honestly like. I want this show to be the Waffle House of the
Yeah.
world. Like it's open late. You already did everything with your family, and now you gotta, like, rinse it off, and you do it over, hash browns, you know, like a fucking American, you know?
I've never been to Waffle House.
What?
I don't think they have them here.
Yeah, I mean, that's acceptable, but
Okay.
a Waffle House is
I mean, I've heard all about
it's
them,
an
and I
institution.
understand, like, the cultural institution of it all, but yeah, I've never been
Yeah,
to one.
it's a real cultural institution, and,
Next time I'm in LA, will you take me to one?
yeah, it's not like you can just go to a Waffle House when you're in LA. You gotta go to, like, the South. It's like highway stuff.
Okay.
Highway stuff.
Good
and
old highway stuff.
yeah. I they have a jukebox full of songs about them. Like every Waffle House has a jukebox full of songs that are only about Waffle House.
What? There are that many songs about Waffle House?
Yeah. 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 You don't really understand an item on the menu, you can just play a song about it and it'll like, like
Is this
C19.
real?
This is so for real. This is so for real. The lore goes so deep. In fact, I don't even understand how deep the lore goes. There is some serious lore. There's like Bert's chili or some shit like that. Um, wait, Chris, I can barely hear you. Did you say that there's a caller on the line? Oh yeah.
Waffle
Well,
House has
for
their own
everybody at home,
language.
yeah, yes, they do have their own language. Smothered, covered, blah, peppered,
Okay. And songs.
and songs.
I'm having a hard time imagining.
I know, that's why you gotta go.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
I
you
guess
really
I
gotta
gotta go.
go. My favorite thing to get from, um my favorite thing to get from Waffle House is a waffle, but I would also get that waffle kind of crispy, or not crispy, but well done, because I like it like dark
Okay.
brown,
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the great thing about these waffles is that okay, it's not like waffle cone thin, but it's not Belgian waffle. It's exactly in the middle
Mm.
of Belgian waffle and ice cream cone waffle.
Okay, how does it compare to an Eggo, like, thickness-wise?
Thinner,
Thinner.
tighter, tighter squares, tighter squares
Okay.
than an Eggo. You you
Okay.
hear me? You
I'm
heard?
I'm hearing
You
you.
heard?
I'm
It
hearing you.
picks up so many butter.
Or or is it square?
No, it's round, perfectly
Round?
round, perfectly
Okay.
round, split into quarters. It's like a Simon Says staring back at you. Do you wanna quarter out the flavor?
Oh.
Sometimes I put, like, syrup on one, and the other one I put scrambled eggs.
On a waffle?
I don't care. It's Waffle House. Nobody cares. Literally nobody is going to be judging you over this.
Wow. Sounds like a universe I wanna be in. I could put
Yeah,
anything on my waffles and no one would judge me. I
yeah,
would put, growing up, I
yeah,
would put, peanut butter and syrup on my waffles.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's allowed?
perfectly
Awesome.
acceptable.
Great, okay.
That's a lot. My first year of college, there was this restaurant that I used to go to with, 2 buddies of mine. Hello? Okay, okay. Caller, are you on the line? Oh, the mystery dies right away. Hey, Brody, how's it going, dude? What's up? Happy New Year.
Hey,
Merry
Brody.
Christmas. What's up, Brody? For those at home, Brody is part of the family here. Tonight you witnessed him create a floating Mallory.
Floating
Brody,
and the
welcome to the
that
show.
was Brody, that was so cool. What you did with that was so cool.
It really was. It really was. What? Yeah, I can hear you.
We're not sure if, the audience can. I think we're probably good. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's on my end, it's like real
Okay,
so,
Ooh.
but I
Brody, why don't you? We're gonna drop the call from our end. Chris, why don't you figure it out? And in the meantime, we're gonna talk more about Waffle House. Let's figure out the audio, Chris, and then bring us Brody or anybody else with their Belgian waffle order. Now, when I was my first year of college, I was uh, I I had this restaurant called the Corner Restaurant. Yeah, the Corner Restaurant. Um, and fantastic place. There was oh man, what a crazy place this restaurant was for me in the short time that I was a regular there. But I was determined because I had like a steady schedule and I loved that restaurant for breakfast. And who's waking up and to drive downtown to go to breakfast at your favorite restaurant all the time, you know?
Mhm.
But I'm like, since I'm going to be a regular at morning schedule and I got like a couple hours in between classes, I am going to make this my beat. They're going to know my name. And they did. Yeah, it worked out. It worked out. And it got so incredible because I could walk to the restaurant and in front of me there would be already sitting by the time I sat down at my favorite table my order. And my order consisted of a bagel with peanut butter, scrambled eggs with crispy bacon scrambled into the scrambled eggs, and some spinach. And
Okay, crispy bacon scrambled into the scrambled eggs. Oof,
yes,
nice.
and a black coffee, and one of those little juice glasses full of not the pink grapefruit juice, that white bitter shit that looks like that looks like soap, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I want. And a little Tabasco sauce. And it was just there for me.
Craig,
It, yeah.
that is you in a meal. I mean, like, right down to the very last drop of Tabasco sauce. I wouldn't have ever tried to, but if I were, I would that yeah, that's it. That's you. That's you
Yeah.
in a meal,
I mean, yeah, it is me in a
right?
meal.
Yeah.
And this lovely waitress there that I was on a first name basis with her. It was so long ago. But yeah, you know, she was very like she had it waiting for me. You know, that's like a special kind of connection. I think she knew
Mhm.
how important it was for me to establish that connection someplace. You know, like
Mm.
I wanted that. I wanted that, and I didn't want to ask for it because that would have made it not real. You know what I mean?
Mhm. What did that mean to you having that? Like, having that?
It meant like
Man, chattery again, but whatever. Yeah,
what?
I can survive.
Wait, Chris, I'm hearing
Mm.
all of this, so take it out of us.
This might be a good opportunity. We could maybe, like, do a break, try and figure out
Oh, oh
some of the
yeah,
sound
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Just
that might
started
be a good
rolling.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Let's
Yeah. Hey, could we go to a commercial break? Maybe, Chris? Thanks. Uh so people can see Boxing Day commercials, perhaps? Yeah.
and call in 712
Oh yeah.
345.
There's a new look, and it's waiting for you. The new look at Chinook.
Chinook Center's Boxing Day Blowout, December 26th and 27th. Save on seasonal goods, clothing, items for the home, and more. Shop 9:30 to 5:30 Saturday, noon to 5 Sunday, and get the best bargains of the year during Chinook Center's Boxing Day Blowout. 2 days only.
Chinook Center. There's a new look.
Who's better for Boxing Day? Nobody! In every corner of the store, Bad Boy knocks down prices this week on furniture, appliances, and electronics with Canada's lowest prices. And he destroys the competition with another Bad Boy first. No interest till the year 2001, or no GST and no tax.
My selection is great for prices don't wait. Ouch! Who's better for furniture?
Nobody!
There's something special happening at Deerfoot Mall. It's the Boxing Day Blitz. Merchants throughout the mall are clearing out leftover stock. At Hallmark Card Shop, you'll find a wide selection of Christmas items at half price. Now's the best time to save on Yuletide necessities for next year. It's the Jogger Sale at Cobbler King. Wildcats and Kids, regular $19.98 to $39.98, are starting at a low $10. The Boxing Day Blitz till 5 p.m. Sunday at Deerfoot Mall.
Sun Sports, the lifestyle store, celebrates another great year with their annual Boxing Day sale. Never before has Sun Sports offered so much for so little. Ski wear, including jackets, pants, and suits, up to 70% off. And ski accessories like sunglasses, toques, turtlenecks, and ski sweaters, up to 70% off. Activewear, including shirts, pants, and sweaters, all up to 70% off. The annual Boxing Day sale, a once-a-year savings event only at Sun Sports, the lifestyle store.
This is it, the return of the famous Crazy Boxing Day Knockout.
Knocks down prices on everything.
RCA top quality wireless remote VCRs from $333. Super sensitive Bell Vector radar detectors $177.
And we're undercutting everybody.
RCA color portable TVs from $199.
Crazy, famous Boxing Day
It's
knockout.
Crazy's biggest sale of the year. Check the papers for details.
Yeah, that was a knockout a deal. Our prices are.
This one's all over Monday, 9 p.m.
After 27 years on McLeod Trail, Courtesy Chrysler is closing out. We're moving Monday, and all inventory must be sold by Boxing Day evening. Prices are drastically reduced. All inventory must be sold before we move. Boxing Day only. You'll get this Sony camcorder with your purchase on a great selection of new and low-mileage pre-owned units. Not just another sale. On this event, the competition can't come close. Our Boxing Day closeout. Open late to the last car sold at Courtesy Chrysler.
Canadians marry over Club Z Christmas. Yes, Zellers is hiring a few extra employees this holiday season because people just don't seem to be shopping anywhere but Zellers. The reason Club Z points on every purchase. And of course, the lowest prices in Canada. A few examples. Save 50% on Pinwheel, Christina Stemware, and Tabletop Crystal. Save up to 33% on a selection of Junior Ladies and Missy's fashionable sweaters and 50% off on all 10-karat gold jewelry. Why, one Edmonton clan borrowed the neighbor's dog just to get all their packages home. And no wonder, because this Christmas, shopping anywhere else is pointless.
Outerwear presents their gigantic Boxing Day clearance, featuring fashions in leather, suede, wool, tweeds, and cords that are uniquely styled by today's top designers. Get outstanding savings on ladies' fully lined soft lambskin jackets by Leo Chevalier, just $199. Plus luxurious pleated lambskin pants, also $199. Or save $100 on men's two-tone crushed lambskin jackets. Don't miss Outerwear's gigantic Boxing Day clearance Wednesday, December 26th. Outerwear, 574 Seymour, next to A&B Sound.
Don't spend too much money during Sportive's Boxing Day Blitz. You can save big on everything in the store. Save 20, 30, 40, even 50%. How about Hemp Racing SR skis, half price? Freemus men's and ladies ski wear, also half price. And Split Keen Elite Cross Country skis, 50% off. This is the sale you asked for. This is the one you've been waiting for. Sportive's Boxing Day Blitz. Boxing Day only and only at Sportive. If you're not shopping here, you're spending too much money. Sportive, 2674 West 4th. Be there.
Wow. That was brought me back to my childhood.
Okay.
Boxing Day. It's a weird thing. It's
I
a
get
really
it.
fucking weird thing.
It's
Did
like
you get it now?
fucking, it's like fucking, I don't know, Veterans Day or something. I mean, no, I didn't mean that. I meant like, I don't know. It's when you buy a bed. It looks like the day you buy a bed. July
People-
4th sale. That's what it seems like.
Oh,
I-
yes,
I-
yes,
I
that's
still
right. No,
don't-
you're right there. That was just a
I don't
Veterans Day was-
understand but how, okay, who was the first box?
I don't know. Someone call in. I could Google this. No. It'd be more fun if somebody let
I
us
would
know.
rather,
Has
I
somebody
would
said
like
in the
somebody
chat.
to call in.
Yeah.
Somebody said in the chat. I can't read the chat. I can't read the chat.
know.
You know, in
I
this
can.
in this day and age, they really expect you to be like doing two things at once. You know, like check out this QR code and be right back, and then to do this and that. I was driving in like an entertainment district somewhere, right? And there was a like a bar, right? That had
Okay.
televisions everywhere. There were so
Uh-huh.
many fucking televisions, like
Yeah.
sports bar, and they're all playing
that
something
sounds like
different,
yeah.
right? And also, each table had like a batting cage and axe throwing.
That's a
You see what
lot.
I mean?
A lot
It's
to
like
do at a
that's a
bar.
lot.
It's a
That is
lot.
so. What more do you need? What what cou- whose idea?
Did you so you went to this bar?
Imagine.
Well,
Imagine.
how do you know about it?
I drove by it and they
You
had
could
big
just see that
windows.
from the
Yeah,
outside.
and I was like,
Whoa.
"Look at all those fucking TVs." And then I was like,
Ugh.
"And bar and
That somehow
liquor?"
feels worse that it would like, that you could see in from the outside, that's what was going on, like, that shit should be
I mean,
behind, like, closed doors and walls.
it's a wild thing. It's a
Mm.
wild thing. I I I I can't I can't understand how it's legal, but also, you know. Did you hear
Probably
that
make a lot of
Elton
money.
John was Did you hear that Elton John said that he thought that the biggest problem was that weed was legal?
No.
No, no, no.
I feel like
This is serious.
I believe you because I feel like he's, as of late, said a couple questionable things.
He's fucking he's an idiot. He said that
Weed?
the worst thing that's going on right now, the worst thing that's going on right now is that marijuana is legal.
I could name at least, like, 3 worse
Please
things.
don't. I can't
I
handle it.
know, I'm like, "Please."
I can't handle it. It's
No, that's, like, the opposite of bad. What? Who
it's
who asked?
crazy. Who asked?
Also, I just wish more people could realize that, like, saying nothing is an option. It's a really, really great option
Oh,
that
I'm
more people
glad
should
you
take.
said something like that because
Yeah.
I fucking agree. In
Yeah.
fact, I unravel. I unravel sometimes when I'm Schadenfreude, right? Like this disgusting embarrassment on behalf of somebody else's stupidity for
Right.
insisting, not just saying, insisting that
Mm.
their opinion was important. And meanwhile, you're so obviously so ill-informed and obviously the butt of the joke here. It's just, am I making any sense?
I mean, that's, the most sense of that. It's wild to me when especially, like, people public-facing people like him, like, just
Who are we
saying
talking about?
nothing, Elton John.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
right.
just saying nothing is a really, really great option
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
And
hard for people to enjoy him now. Like, again, this
and
is,
just
like,
because you had a
marketing
fucking
still.
problem with weed and, like, fucking and going crazy or whatever your deal
Did
was.
he? Is this a known thing?
Yeah, he was
I
like a
didn't know that.
notoriously crazy alcoholic.
Right, but then again, that's different than weed.
He's got substance abuse issues.
Sure,
People with substance abuse, they deal with it and their reality changes in a very real way. This
I
is
get that,
actually an interesting point.
and
Yeah.
also,
Okay.
cannabis, like, literally has helped, I mean, people I know,
Right.
like, move away from truly harmful and, like, body destroying things. Not telling people who are, like, sober in specific ways that, to change that up, but also,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
like
But the
cannabis is different.
But the thing, yeah, right. And even if it wasn't, even if it was alcohol, what
True. Yeah.
the thing is that what I'm trying, okay, and I would this like seriously, please, people, if you're listening out there, this is I want to engage with people about this because I'm figuring it out. I don't have the answers. Here's my thought. I I am trying to accept that that people's experiences shape their reality. Okay? And it's unfair to take that reality away from them. Even if that reality isn't necessarily real as you see it, it is for them, right? You have to accept that first. That we're all living in different realities, right?
That I
I
yes.
wish I had a better term than reality.
Yeah, I think that's the tricky
Yeah.
thing. I think that's where a lot of people get tripped
Mhm.
up on is because it, like, necessarily indicates real, that there is a one real,
Yeah, r
you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Because there
But I
should
hear
be.
you, I know what you're
Because
saying.
reality should be, like, something that's objective, right? But I do wanna say, like, it feels like reality. Yeah, there's the reason I'm not clumsily using that word. I just it's the best it's the best suited for it, even though whatever. Anyway, you have to accept that if you can accept that everybody's living in, like, their own kind of reality, their perspective, right? Then then, like, it a livid person, one who has lived, would obviously have a reality that's shaped, like, with defenses and um traps and, like, whatever, whatever, tricksters and all of these things, right?
Mhm.
Who are you to take that reality away from them? Like, it's a reality that their being only knows how to exist in. Like, they have evolved particularly for that universe. It's like life is world building, like a
Mhm.
Dungeons and Dragons thing, Like, I'm just making a world to live in as I move. As I move.
Mhm.
God, I hope you don't clip that because my neck was, like, so small and I look like Do we have a caller on the line? Are we getting any
I mean,
callers?
I'm interested in that, but I also I mean, I was you were
My toes
I
are,
love
like, tight
I
right
loved
now.
what you were saying, but also, if I
I, I
may
wish I
ask,
could
how
record what this sounds like and have you hear it, the
No, please
chattery.
take this off of my headphones. Go.
how I mean, again, I loved this train that you went on, but we started there by talking about Elton John and,
Yeah,
what
I
he said
don't
about weed,
know.
so,
I
I mean,
don't know. Oh,
I
oh,
feel like
oh,
the
oh,
con okay,
oh,
you
oh,
you
oh,
mhm,
I remember.
great.
Because okay, so Elton John is dealing with his sobriety. If I'm giving grace, okay, at
Of
first,
course.
yeah, like Elton John, fuck you. Hey, Elton, if you're listening, I hope you are. Phenomenal catalog, honestly. And some of your work, it's like it took a long time for me, but I saw anyway. Fuck you, but also I'm gonna give you grace, and I'm gonna say now there's ringing in my ear. Okay.
Live
Uh,
TV, baby.
Live TV. And, and I I wanna say that, like, I imagine that their sobriety, they have to take a specific mindset that is so world building to them to be in the environment that they were familiar with, that they were like a huge part of, a rock and roll star. All of that makes sense to me why you would have to kind of like really do a new world. And like it is the worst thing in the world. It is terrible poison. And
Yeah.
it is terrible poison. And so I give grace, like that's the world that you have to build. But also no,
I only give grace so far.
you have to get, but yeah, well, you have to like back up and be like, but also shut the fuck up for everybody else. Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah,
have your world, but let them have theirs too, or
sure.
else we're gonna have to start encroaching on yours and tell you how kind of
Yeah, how like
whatever you are
fucked
and
up.
how shitty your world is and how wrong your world is.
Yeah, and there are certain things where like, him saying that like weed is the biggest problem, like right now politically, like that's a major overstep. Like that's the kind of, like that's where like it's hard for me
Come
to give any
on.
kind of grace because of like the amount of people wrongly incarcerated for, like just the like because of the state of everything where that's like a more extraordinarily like harmful like reality
What a
for him to
guy.
be
What a
shoving on
guy.
us.
Yeah, what a guy. And
What a
and
guy.
just because like he's been so hip in the past, like does he get a pass? Because then it feels shitty for me to be like, well, fuck Elton John, like he did
Well, it
so
doesn't have to be, but
much.
it doesn't have to be like one or the other. I can say like I hate this thing that he said that's bad, but doesn't mean that I'm like throwing him the whole thing out. I mean, if he keeps digging his heels and shit, then it might be again, this is what I'm
He
saying. If
said the
like he keeps
worst
on
thing.
this path, then like yeah, it might be harder for me to come back around, you know?
I don't even want to mention it, but I just want to take a moment and think about the actual worst thing in the world that I think is going on right now. And I want to think about how much worse that is than what Elton John is doing.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's terrible. He is so wrong. Anyway, moving on.
He is so wrong. Yeah.
What's up with you, Mallory?
What?
What's up?
No, that was great. Let's get into that more.
Had any cool dreams lately? My friend said that he was really sick. My friend and a caller sometimes said he was really sick, and he was like so feverish that he was having like the most lucid dreams that you could imagine. Like he was real like hyper controlling them, and then he was able to like. I'm mentioning this because you're the dream expert, and it is nighttime, so maybe there's some
It is
dreamers out
nighttime.
there throwing spaghetti at the walls, guys. And he said that they were like layers of dream, like dimensions inside of his dream. So like he his like hyper lucidity within his dream provided him not access of just control over like that dimension, but to like hop into another dimension. As I understand it, like
I
hop into
just
another dream.
Yeah. Okay, that is just so funny as you're talking. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's like standard fare for lucid dreaming." We could get into that more, but I just
All right.
those of us who lucid dream know all about that.
La di da.
No, I am happy to talk about dreams. Just as we were talking, I remembered that I just read that oh god, again, I shouldn't say things or that that I haven't fully researched, but that's that some like sleep scientists just
Especially after that tangent that we just went on.
I don't know, but this is not as consequential, I promise. Because it's about lucid dreaming. That I feel like I just read that some like sleep scientists were able to tell that like two lucid dreamers met like could communicate with each other or something, that two people were like dreaming lucidly and they had they're somehow able to know that they
Wait,
were
wait.
communicating.
A couple was communicating in their dreams?
I don't think there were a couple. I think that they were studying like just people who can like lucid
Hmm.
dream. I will put a pin in this and look this up more. Do you ever dream lucidly? You don't really remember your
No,
dreams?
no.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I do, like the most awakeness that I ever have is like when in the dream I'm like, no, this has happened before. You know what's happening, why it's so weird. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm dream. And then like before I can even finish the word dreaming, I'm already awake.
Ah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
That
always
feels
like I'm flying around, I'm jumping, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can just float? And
I
I'm
could
like,
just do
well,
this.
no,
Yeah.
actually, that makes sense. And I'm like, no, 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 that can't make sense. That has never made sense. And then it's like, well, no, if you carry the two, then that makes total sense. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, why didn't anybody know that? And then everybody was like, we did know that. You couldn't see it? And I'm like, okay, well, then this is the new world. This is so much easier. And then like having so much fun. And then like somebody asked me something, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like,
And you can't.
and they're like, what? I'm like, oh, love, love, and I can't talk, and I can't talk, and it's so, and I'm like, has this, and then I'm like, I'll leave this store and figure it out, and then I'm floating around outside, and like, blah, 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 and then my thoughts are now like, blah, 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 and that gets terrifying.
Oh,
that
dude,
that's
I
really terrifying.
I've actually been having more intense dreams lately. I've developed a pretty good relationship with my like unconscious brain that I can turn it off if I don't want to like pay attention to my dreams, but holidays stuff, family stuff, just like I'm dealing with more emotions in my waking life, so that's often when like my dreams are way louder.
So how has that been? This
Not
has been a
great.
particularly weird
Well,
holiday
I'm
for you, right?
uh I mean, yeah. Yeah, cuz uh of the dad dying of it all.
Yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah, yeah,
which,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
by the way, yeah, speaking of intensity and the show, for those of you who are new here, those of you who are here from the very first episode, my dad died like a few days after our very first episode.
Oh yeah, it's been a pretty
In between
intense
our like first and second episode.
it's been a pretty intense roller
That's
coaster. Yeah.
something I've also was reflecting on, and I think like needed the time and space,
Mhm.
to like I don't even know if I would call it well, it's a form of grieving. I don't know. Grieving apparently takes a lot of shapes and forms. But I was
What
reminded
is the
of the
definition of grieving? I'm gonna look it up while you're talking.
okay. Um I was reminded of all of this because you were talking about those dreams where you can't speak. And I just like actually like 2 nights ago had one of those like nightmares that I used to have a lot when I was like dealing with family stuff. Um where like my whole family is there in the dream and I am screaming, crying like in their faces and like no one's hearing me. I was just like invisible. Um so I had one of those a couple nights ago, which wasn't
Oh.
super fun.
Wait. Can you define exactly the dream to me?
Okay, so these kinds of nightmares always take place um in I'm sure people who pay attention to their dreams know this, like, I have, like, certain sets and locations in, uh, like, my
Mm.
grandparents' old house, and then the house that I grew up in are, like, the
Mm.
sets a lot of the time for all of them. Um, and so, yeah, I was in, like, an old house that I grew up in. Oh, my whole family was there, which, I think makes sense because we, growing up, would have, like, big productions around Christmas. Like, we'd have, like, both sides of the family over to our house, and, like, it was this whole
Interesting.
yeah, it was a whole thing. Um, oh, and my family was the kind of family who, where we had to, like, sit and open presents one at a time in the morning and watch everybody. This is a thing. Do you know okay, I'm going from dreams to this, but this is oh, you didn't did you ever have you had this experience of sitting around and everybody has presents around you and it's either chaos, you either have a family where everybody opens at the same time, or you have the family where everybody opens one at a time?
I have the craziest version of that
Okay.
that
Well, let's go on
that
this.
you could literally ever imagine. But
Okay.
go ahead. Go with yours, please. Please.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I'll finish with the dream because yeah, I think it was because I was thinking about, my family and Christmas and stuff that I had this nightmare, and so it was, like, essentially living this out again where, like, all of my family was at this house, like, extended, dead people, except my dad. My dad wasn't there, but I was, like, trying to not oh my god, it's so funny when you say dreams out loud sometimes how obvious the metaphors are. I was I was trying to not impact anybody, but then, I saw that, like, my, abusers were there, and that pissed me off deeply, and so in the dream, I start, like, getting
Not
the
related, but like part of the family function.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. And, I started, like, feeling, like, rage in my body, and this is a nice thing that's been happening in my dreams is, like, expressing the rage more instead of just, like, having it inside. But then I just the whole dream, I'm, like, screaming, yelling, pointing at them, like, "Those are the people that did it to me. How dare you have them here?" Nobody doing a fucking thing. Like, I was invisible. Um So I think I feel like that sometimes in my family. I think that's,
Yeah, I mean that seems
that
pretty obvious.
but I know it's a funny thing when, like, when
I'm
dreams
no
are just,
therapist,
like are so
but
when dreams are pretty obvious. I
yeah,
mean, that's, like, the
that one
nice thing
seems pretty obvious.
that's the nice thing sometimes is, like, that dream, that my dreams, like I guess I wasn't feeling like I could have those, sensations and that rage out loud, and that's, kind of how my dreams have served me since I was
Mm,
a kid is, like,
where
allowing me
you
to
scream.
yeah, it's where I scream. Yeah, it's, like, gives expression to the things that I couldn't
Hmm.
have,
Hmm.
in my waking life.
Yeah, when I die, that I always die in
That's
my
when you
dreams.
scream.
Yeah, I when I it's like always dying or like getting confused. That's the wild. It was. I
I
mean,
feel like I could use, like, a little pause after
Oh
that.
yeah,
That
actually,
would
I need to
be
pee
nice.
or something.
You need to pee or something?
Yeah, I
Okay,
found a
that's
nail
cool.
in my bed. How
Um,
dangerous!
hey,
How dangerous! He who sleepeth with nails. I drew that card years ago, and I didn't know what it means, and now
what?
I know. I sleep with the nail.
I'm just lost across the board.
No, I was just saying that that would have been a really good time to just cut it. Chris,
Oh,
just
okay.
take those cues.
Well,
Like, watch this. Watch
no,
this. Like, I
I
who
think he
sleep
was
with.
maybe waiting because I was trying to, communicate. I think I was maybe gonna suggest this could be a time I feel like I could use Pam right now. I could use some therapy. Um, I don't know if you have that on deck, but, like, maybe some commercial this might be a good time to play a little teaser of my
Yeah, I would
conversation with
love to
Pam,
see that. I
get
would
us
love
back
to see that.
into, our bodies,
Yeah.
and stuff. So okay, yeah, okay, whew, sorry. I need to breathe. Hey, guys. I'm back.
Yeah, well,
So I had this beautiful conversation with Pam, We got into a lot of things, and I think, yeah, the setup for this one is we were talking about different modalities of like therapy and what has worked, what didn't, and kind of how she got into it. Because I think that y'all should know her better, and also, I just really could use some grounding and therapy speak right now. So this might be a little selfish, but thanks.
And call in 712-345-6848.
As much as we try sometimes to use our cognitive minds, which are very powerful, like oftentimes if we're not listening to our body, like we're going to be missing something. We're not going to be in alignment. And that's pretty critical information.
Right? I just am remembering, the first modalities that I, were taught. I remember distinctly feeling and trying to articulate to my friends where I'm like, I'm doing a lot of therapy. I'm working really hard. I understand what's going on very well, but it ain't matching with my body and how I'm feeling, and that I just felt like I was like gaslighting myself, whereas it's like I learned how to like shit on myself even more because I was like, okay, now I understand what's happening, but like I still feel this way.
Yeah, where you're like, what
Yeah.
crime is this? Where I completely understand why I feel like hot garbage and yet have no agency to not feel like hot garbage.
Yeah. That like it would have been, oh my gosh, life-changing for everything to start with like, hey, what you're feeling in your body is okay and normal. Like just that ground would have been so great for me. Did you ever have that? I would love to hear your experience with like therapy, how you got interested in this. Like, yeah.
Like, because that was definitely, I would say the things that helped me be in tune with my body were the fact that I was very active as a child, for sure. Like, I did gymnastics, I did swimming, and especially gymnastics is a sport where you have to be very carefully attuned to your body, or else you're gonna really mess things up.
Hurt yourself real
quickly.
bad. Yeah.
So, which I learned after dislocating my elbows several times.
Oh
Not
no.
recommended.
How old were you when that happened?
Well, I'm very loose jointed. So,
hey, me too.
Yeah. Fun fact, that is correlated with neurodivergence.
I've heard this.
I was like,
That's so funny.
But yeah, I dislocated my elbow. I was in first grade and I was hanging off the monkey bars upside down and was just like, wouldn't it be cool to drop into a handstand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that and my right arm felt real weird and I couldn't really write very well, but I was like, whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Note the fact, did I cry? No. Did it feel a little funky? Sure. But I was like, is what it is. So I get home that day and my mom was like on the phone and was just like, oh, I'm busy. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll entertain myself before we interact more. And I decided to entertain myself by practicing cartwheels.
Of course. What else are you gonna do?
Like one does. I did a cartwheel on my right arm and completely fell over because my elbow was not in place. So I then go into the kitchen and was like, Mom, my arm, because like yet again, it wasn't so much painful as just kind of like well, this is definitely now very incorrect.
It's not the way it's supposed to be.
That
Right
was
now,
exactly
Mom.
my elbow was apparently just like backwards. And my mom was like, I'm on the phone. And then she just goes, I'm on the phone. Oh, and like
that doesn't look right.
So it took me to urgent care, and thankfully my pediatrician was working there, and you just hold the arm up and kind of shook the little bone back in place. Didn't hurt, mind you. That's the thing, is none of this was necessarily painful. It felt weird, but it wasn't painful. But it was one of those moments where like everyone was just like, what happened? And when I explained, like they both looked at me like, why would any of this occur to you too? And I'm like, okay, like in retrospect, that's valid.
But also, again, as you're explaining this to me, I'm like, that's how I live too. Yeah, again, it was handstanding, cartwheeling everywhere, hanging off a monkey. It's just, this is how you move through life.
This is what you do. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I think maybe we need to be a little more aware of this. Like
taking Pam's advice right now. I think we need
Yo,
to be a little more aware of this.
I
How you
love it.
feeling, Craig?
I love it. I
Yeah.
really, really love it. I can't wait to see the whole thing. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it
we'll be
either.
putting that out soon in fall.
I
Yeah.
really love it. I really adore her. You know, I spent Christmas with her
When?
just now.
Like yesterday?
Yeah. Not yesterday, but Christmas. I guess. No,
Christmas
no.
Eve?
Christmas Eve, but
So you
into
spent
the
yeah,
night.
this week you
Yeah.
spent oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
With a fantastic writer that is going to be on the show soon, and another gentleman, and I forget their name.
Oh. She
But
told me about this color book in our when we sorry, yeah, so this is like behind the scenes. I just made a
yeah,
I just made a
yeah,
connection
yeah,
for
yeah,
future guests. Yeah, awesome, awesome.
yeah. And yeah. Anyway, it's such a relief to be around, like a person that is very comfortable, but it can articulate a justification for why they can be comfortable with it, even though it feels strange. Like this is what I mean. It's like an
Mhm.
awareness and an acknowledgement of the fact that they are uncomfortable,
Mm.
which is something that I learned from our conversation with them, and that has been really life changing. And I'll mention it because maybe it helps. Let me lean back into like this acid background that I have got going on. It feels to me like I'm at the point where I'm able to accept that I don't see everything, or that I might even be in a delusion of some sorts.
Mhm.
That's difficult, but I also have to like admit to myself like can't see it. That's the nature of it. Like I can't even convince myself to see it. I don't I
You don't know
can't
what you don't see, yeah.
I can't even perceive what I don't see.
Mhm.
I can't even imagine it. So if I can let myself in good faith around me like accept that people are living in different realities, that I'm really not seeing what they're seeing. They really are seeing
Mhm.
something that I'm not seeing, that's the tricky part. I always felt like I could just convince them to agree with me because obviously
Mm.
I'm explaining it correctly. But what if I was the problem? And by I am the problem, meaning like I thought that we were living in an objective universe. It's not like that. It's actually more complicated. It's different. It's
Yeah,
different for us.
I think if you are the problem, we all are. I feel like that's the most
Maybe, but
valuable thing.
maybe me
Okay.
more than most,
Well,
and that's okay. Like foremost, there's at least to say that there's an agreed, like shared delusion that people feel comfortable with, and that is the world that they've built. Again, we're going back to, I think, like a decisiveness about the reality that we're living in. Do you
mm.
does it? I mean, does that resonate with you? Do you agree
Well,
with that?
so I don't assume and put my reality on your reality. I would like to learn more
Okay.
about what you mean by that, by like the share that are you talking like a societal collective that we are entering into that or what?
There's a series of events and a life experience that shape the world that you are well defended against. You know how to you know how to live. You know how to weave through that reality,
Mhm.
right? And succeed in some way. Then there are people who are like get away with living in a way that is not part of that reality, right? Now, if
What do you mean by get away?
they get away with it because somehow they are affirmed in a way that is not conventional,
Got it.
right? Like, you know, somebody who a Bitcoin investor from long ago, some dirtbag that ended up with $1 billion or something like that, right? Like, that guy doesn't really have to live by the same system, right? Like it's an offshoot. It's a roundabout. Like the world that they're living
Okay.
in, they have
Yeah.
to create a whole new system of defenses, a whole new systems of reality. Somebody who was abused by a family friend,
Mhm.
right? Like there's a world that you have built, right? For also a parent who hears that their child, that a family friend has abused them, and they c- they c- they can't even, they can't let it into the universe.
Mhm.
It's not the world that they've built. And if they
Yes,
if
and
they let that in, then that
it
crumbles
is
that, then that crumbles
earth-shattering.
that,
It is
and the
yeah,
whole fucking world. And you're
absolutely.
like, this is a thing. This is
Mhm.
a thing that is real
That this is a
objectively.
mhm.
And they're like, you don't understand. It's
That does
everything.
not fit. Yeah, yeah. I totally hear you, and actually, it's so funny, that we just played that Pam clip because Pam and I get into that actually specifically in
Hmm.
our conversation, as it pertains to sort of like gender and also my abuse specifically is like, I feel like how witnessing how the people in my family responded and people close to me respond taught me that lesson because in order for me to understand, like, how resistant and, like, how hard it was for them to take it, I had to realize, like, it is reality shattering for them. It is so horrifying for them to accept that an adult could do that to a kid in their reality, that they do everything
And
to
somebody that they
minimize,
have to relate to.
to shift it, exactly, and also them
Yeah.
acknowledging that would necessarily implicate them as being a part of that reality and shaping a reality where that happens.
Boom, 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 boom,
Boom,
boom,
boom,
boom,
boom, boom. Yeah.
boom. I know that there's some. Listen, I'm talking about this. I could be talking about a million other
Yeah.
things
Oh,
that
yeah.
are going on, like that are very real in my life right now. I know you got them too. This is like a worldwide value, and what I'm trying to do through all of this fucking talk is like I'm trying to accept it, not concede to it,
Mm-mm.
but accept, like, sure, you got a different world, and I got to learn how to play ball if I want to relate. If
Yeah.
I want to relate, I got to learn how to cope with it, because the way that I've been doing it was like, what? What? Why? What the fuck? But if I go, oh, I get it. Maybe I shouldn't be having that conversation with you. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
And, like, maybe at the very least, leave you be and, recognize that's not
you
mine to
know?
assert my, like,
It's not me to assert my reality,
mhm,
because who knows better how to keep you safe than you?
mhm,
I'm here to offer an opinion. This is what I'm trying to be, I think.
'kay.
I'm here to offer an opinion if you want it, but I have lost the thrill of changing your mind. I have lost the desire to change
Ooh.
anybody's mind,
Ooh. Ooh.
you know?
That I love that. I love that. I wish,
because it's me. It's not them. And I don't even care if it's anything else. That's what I'm rolling with right now. It's me.
And I mean, in my experience, especially like often being on the other side, if somebody like convincing me my reality is wrong, it's like most of the time I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm not trying to like disrupt your reality. Most of the time, just asking for you to see mine as much as possible. Acknowledge that it's real for me. Most of the time, that's what people want. That's really all that people want, to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. And to see them. And to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do we have a caller? I think we did. Are they still on the line, Chris? I'm sorry, guys. I'm like I get off on these tangents.
I like that convo.
Yeah.
It felt
Hi.
important. Hello? Hi,
Oh,
caller.
hey, Brody. Hi,
Oh,
Brody.
Brody, thanks for
Thank you for holding on the line.
thanks for
Hi.
sticking around.
Yeah. How do we sound to
It's
you?
kind of like,
Does it,
man, you sound like it like
Aphex
talking through
Twin?
a fan at each other. So, blah, 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 blah. But it's kind of like understanding someone you're not sure of their accent yet, and it's really heavy, and you're like, takes a second to, oh, yeah, okay, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Baños.
Okay. Well, let's just assume that you can hear us fine enough to have a conversation and not.
Yeah, this is much better than before, for
Great.
sure.
Okay, so
Hello.
then we've got it. So
Good.
then,
Yeah.
Brody, I don't know if you were listening to the conversation just now or if you were commenting about something that you called in an hour ago, but please,
We'll go anywhere you want to go.
yeah. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And real quick for everybody at home, Brody does the graphics for us. Brody is part of the family here, and it's been a great year in reflection. Having been able to work with you, Brody. So, welcome to tonight's show. What's up?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, what are you doing? That's shit.
Right. What are you doing?
Earlier, I was playing some video games, and I passed out, and then I woke up and was like, oh shit, I should check in, see what they're up to. And then
I'd hope so. We need all the views
that's
that we
what I
can.
was doing.
Like and subscribe.
But it was like nice to just kind of, I could just go interact with that thing, and then but when I woke, when I got onto the watching it, it was like Waffle House. Oh shit, I got a ton of shit to talk about with Waffle House.
I believe that you and I have probably gone into a Waffle House together. In fact, it feels impossible that wouldn't have happened.
I think that there was a time that we were working on that Mountain of Yeses project thing, and I think it was at your house, and I was like, let's all go to Waffle House. And they're like, yeah. We all carpooled over.
Yeah. You have to carpool. If you're not sitting on somebody's lap on the way to Waffle House, you're really not living. You're really not tasting the waffle. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just to kind of expedite. So my
you don't
story
have to expedite.
of Waffle
the show's
House,
as long as we fucking want it to be.
We're not at Waffle House.
Yeah. You just chill out, man. Chill out. Everybody, just chill out.
Oh, okay. Pressure's off. But I'll also keep that in mind. But hey, so there in 1997, there two drummer friends of mine. We had a band, and one drummer had like some studio time or something with this guy Trent Bell, and at Bell Labs in Norman, Oklahoma. He was a guitar player for the Chainsaw Kittens, and we went down there for a weekend to record at his place, and we didn't have any songs before we went down there. It was kind of like this experiment to see if we could just kind of pull this stuff off, and we did. And so by the time that, say if we got there on a Thursday or Friday, we left Sunday or Monday, and the thing was written, mixed, and recorded all in one weekend. And, we're patting ourselves on the back being like, yeah. So as a treat for ourselves, every night we went to Waffle House afterwards.
Oh.
And
it's the dinner of champions.
You get like the Grand Slam, or I guess it's a Denny's or thing, but whatever. Like
it's the All Star. Don't be the it's the All Star. It's the All
Isn't
Star
Denny's.
breakfast.
Yeah, you get like the whole
breakfast.
everything.
Yeah, it's the All Star breakfast. Do you do hash browns or do you do grits?
I'm a Browns kind of guy.
How do you do your browns?
I'm not Southern enough for grits.
How do you do your browns?
I mean, I'll do it if they fuck up the order.
How do you do
I'll be like, oh, okay, thanks.
Brody, how do you do your browns, man?
I don't know how you do your browns.
You gotta know
man,
how you do your
smothered, covered, and peppered.
What are those?
I think because there's like that list of what that is, but
yeah,
smothered,
I
think
know.
It's cheese,
I don't know the list.
Covered onions, and
you go onions. You go onions as a topping hard. Wait, and smothered is chili?
Like onions, cheese, and
onions, cheese.
I'm down.
Green peppers.
Green peppers or jalapeno peppers?
Either one is fine. I don't know what they do, but I'm fine with what they're doing. Just give me that pepper.
What if it's a fucking shoe, Brody?
Not
it could be a shoe.
Pepper.
Doesn't matter as long as it works, man.
I don't know. It's peppers. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you give me, man.
Brody, I'm not making a joke at your expense. Actually, I love your order, and I love a person who orders fucking onions. Who orders fucking onions as a topping?
Doesn't order onions?
I don't order onions as a topping. One time, the guy who go ahead.
You got like garlic breath or onion breath, and somebody don't want to kiss you. You're not sexy enough, because man, I'll kiss a Brad Pitt all the way, onion breath or not. Like that's a criteria. Midwest criteria for
kiss Brad Pitt, smothered and covered.
Yeah, but it's like
I eat onions like apples.
It's somebody who's really like enjoying the food of it, because like the onion is like really the most like flavorful thing. Like I was thinking about it the other day when I was eating an onion at In-N-Out, because I always order the raw onion on top, and it's like you just bite into like a fucking slice all of the layers through of raw onion, and it's just incredible, right? Like it's such a fucking sensation, and I think like, man, like that's really what food tastes like. Food, like when you think of food tastes like onions.
Oh man,
yeah,
you're speaking my onion language.
No, man, you're making me hungry. Yeah. I mean, raw onions on a thing, it's like that's the taste. Like that's what you want. It's a move choice. Not everybody likes it though.
So the guy who taught me how to play chess. Can I tell you a little story, Brody? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna stop doing the call and repeat until we get this lag worked out. So I had these older kids that were really fucking cool in my neighborhood, and I was the smaller pussy kid,
Oh.
Yeah, it's all right. And one day it was snowing like fucking crazy in the morning, but they didn't call off school. Now, I live in California now, and I've met people that grew up in Southern California. So let me just explain to everybody in our listening audience. If there's a holiday that I give a fuck about, that I think deserves a fucking card or a t-shirt or a fucking billboard, it's fucking snow day. Like, a snow day is the day that it drops like a birthday could never. The anticipation of a birthday could never yield the excitement of waking up on a Tuesday morning and your mom being like, don't worry about it. And you're like, fucking Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake. And you grab a grilled cheese and you go to bed and you play video games and you watch Ricky Lake. And it's going to be the best day and you play outside in the snow. Anyway, this was not one of those days, unfortunately. And it felt like it should have been, right? So I go to the bus stop, and I was lucky enough to be at this bus stop with like these like really cool guys, right? Older cool guys, and they grabbed me by my backpack and pulled me behind a rock as the bus was pulling up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And they were like, "Hide, we're skipping school." I was like, well, "I don't skip school," and then the bus drove by, and they were like, "Fucking snow day," and I was like, the excitement brewed. I knew it wasn't a snow day, but it had become a snow day, and it felt so fucking right. So he's like, let's go to my house. I got some cigarettes. And now I'm like fucking tingling with excitement. And I go to this guy's house, and the first thing I do, because I'm a sly, like not rule breaker, I run to their kitchen and I call my mother. Hey, Mom, I skipped school. Is it cool? And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm hanging out with the cool guys though. We're just chilling. We're probably gonna build sandcastles or whatever, And she's like, yeah, it's okay, cool. I'll call in. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. And then hang up. And then I'm like, where's the cigarettes? and and anyway, that very day, there was an older, cooler kid, the toughest of them all, you might say. And he was like, hey, Craig, you want to learn how to play chess? And I thought, now is the time that I'm going to learn how to play chess from this intense motherfucker sitting across from me. So we go out on my friend who also, anyway, it doesn't matter. She had a screened-in porch. And so we went out there cold as fuck, and he set up the chessboard, and he started eating a fucking white onion like a goddamn apple.
Crunch.
Staring me in the eye, eating an onion like an apple. Like, honestly, I'm almost positive we're talking he was in 8th grade.
That's bad.
Okay? Like, that's some fucking Clint Eastwood shit.
Yeah. That's like legendary for it.
My bully was
12-year-old?
badass.
Yeah. Wow. Like
I
not
was
even a
so
teenager
lucky
yet,
to have that
probably.
bully.
I want you to know that I didn't get to tell my Waffle House story. That
I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry.
We're all
I know we.
telling stories.
Come on, go off. Go off.
Now.
I don't mean to, drive it back to Waffle House carpool.
Wasn't that about Waffle House?
There's kind of a funny story on that same weekend of going to Waffle House every night. So it was back in the day when we had they changed it, and now it's a digital jukebox, and it sucks. It's not
back in the day when you
one of
really
the,
had to
like,
punch it in. Yeah, bro, flip those fucking
bummer,
records.
bummer.
God damn.
But there was a whole section of Waffle House songs, and one was the one that sticks out my mind was "Why would you eat your grits any place else. And
What was that
it
called?
was like, why would you eat your grits any place else? The Waffle House song. And it was like just. And
Are
there's
you
other ones
sure?
too. And I
Doesn't
actually
sound like it
have
could be the title.
a CD that same friend that the drummer guy gave me, like, I mean, 20 years later, 10 years ago. But he and it didn't have any of those songs on it. It's like they were invested. They had a whole fucking
What?
world of songs that just
This is
it was
Yeah,
promoting different
Imagine there
things
was
that
like a
paint,
little
we're
fucking
talking
recording
dishes.
studio. That there was like a little squatty old man, blind,
Was it the
making
same
Waffle House
person?
songs.
Was it
No,
like the
we
same?
need one
Like,
about jelly.
did they have like an in-house
And this
band?
guy's sitting there.
Yeah, I
This
don't
guy's
know.
sitting there, being like, we don't have a song on pancakes yet. Get in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We need a song on, grits. Get in there. Like,
I need to hear
like they're like toiling away. Be like, what, what's next? And then they're like, scattered, shattered, and peppered. Get on that. Like this real deep cuts, like a prog rock album, of Waffle House favorites. But
Okay.
so
Yeah, no, you're telling your story. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Please stop me.
So being at the Waffle House every night, we used the jukebox as our ammunition against everyone that was local in there. And because this is '97, I mean, I'm a young old punk.
Dangerous.
Thinking I'm a
97 was
fucking
dangerous as
tool.
fuck.
In Waffle House.
In Waffle House
So
is always Waffle House is tragically dangerous.
I've
Because
heard
it's
this.
because it's late night.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
who hangs out at late night places? Truckers.
it,
Cool, but
yeah,
could be
getting that
dangerous, right?
the
Right?
endless
Brody and
pot of
his band.
coffee.
Brody and his band. Fucking
But
dangerous.
so
Young suburban white kid.
So one buddy, and one of the drummer guys, and he just dumped all of his quarters into this fucking thing every night, and he would be like, Waffle House song, and then 5 of like Woolly Bullies, and then Waffle House song,
I mean, that's a fun
Woolly
song.
Bullies, Waffle House songs, Woolly Bully, Waffle House, Woolly
Wow.
Bully, and he did that every night for this terrorizing weekend in Norman, Oklahoma.
I think
So
I know
like
where
from
this
like
ends.
say Thursday to Sunday, let's say that every night we go there and you do the same thing, and it'd be about the same kind of time of night. And I hate to think there's regulars at Waffle House,
Fuck
but
yeah,
I'm sure
there
there
are.
are.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, there
Of
are.
course.
There are
I'm
people
sorry for
late
you
at night.
people.
Yeah, there are literally people that will actually lose their fucking mind if a Waffle House is closed.
Yeah, I just noticed one of those shut
Like
down
they
near
won't
me,
know
and
how
I
to
was like,
eat.
"Holy fuck, what happened?"
Yeah, they just line up at the door. They just wait there until the door opens. They're like, I don't know. I didn't
I feel
plan
like
for
I
this.
remember hearing about like Waffle House being like the first thing to open after like a hurricane recent
Sure.
like this year or something, and it's like a part of their like business.
Well,
Like
incidentally,
it's built into their business is to be that.
it's always been a huge part of my Christmas because like my parents are nice and they're understanding, and it's not a bunch of bullshit pomp and circumstance, and so at the end of Christmas, they're like, yeah, go do whatever you want. But the problem is that everybody else's family has some bullshit that they're pretending to do. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
everything is done, but it's like, no, you're not going out with your friends. Your aunt's drunk. She wants to scream at you for a while, and 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 they're like,
This sounds
sorry.
familiar.
Yeah, right. and so nobody can go out. So it was always like me and my friend Brian, uh, who I love dearly. And anyway, it would just be me and him. And Christmas night, we're always going to Waffle House and we're hanging out. And the types of people that come into a Waffle House on Christmas night, I'm doing it again. Fuck, Brody, go.
And
It's a tribute to Waffle House. It's
not
good.
not just looking at everybody on the screen right now and being like, "You're a tasty treat," but on top of that, now I'm like, there's a Waffle House within like 3 miles of me. I could go there now and fucking get into it.
Oh my
and I
God!
might,
Would you go to?
you
Oh
know,
no, Brody,
I'll call
seriously,
back
because we
from
only
Waffle House.
yeah, we only have so long for this show. Go to Waffle House and call us from Waffle House. Please call us from Waffle House.
I wouldn't be mad. Yeah. Like on
Please,
scene
Everything's cool here.
correspondent from Waffle House.
please, please.
Oh man!
I mean, if you're gonna go,
Okay,
if you're gonna go to Waffle House,
if
you
you're gonna go to Waffle House, if
I'm
you're
in
gonna leave the
Christmas
house,
pajamas, but I'll
we
fucking
wouldn't
do
hate
it.
that.
Yeah,
That
go in your pajamas.
sounds like appropriate attire for Waffle House from what I'm
This
hearing.
is a great idea.
It really would be.
But also, Brody, like
I think I
we
could
don't
go
know
in just the
pressure,
way
but
I'm
like
at.
that would be
A
amazing.
little pressure from me.
Okay, but I just gotta balance
All
it
right,
out. A little.
in the chat, for those that are listening, in the chat,
Who wants Brody to go to
yeah,
Waffle
who
House?
wants Brody to go and be a live correspondent at night from Waffle
I
House?
can do it. I'll do
And
it.
okay, so Brody, I'm gonna just give it a little bit of
God.
time. We're on a lag here. Let's see what happens here in the chat. Chat, please be responsive. Like seriously, I'm putting my heart and soul into
Yeah,
this.
I'll
I'm
do
going
it.
all night
I'll
for
do it.
you.
I love these
All right,
guys.
all
I'll
right,
do
Brody. I appreciate
We
you.
love
Yeah, Brody. This is great.
This is
This
really
is a great.
beautiful
This is
call.
great.
Really great call.
Live
Love
on
these
the scene,
developments.
Brody content.
Also, can't
so
believe how much you're learning about Waffle House.
the
Oh, it's
punchline of the
really
story I
incredible.
was
Oh yeah,
talking about.
Will you tell the story?
Yeah, sorry. There's a punchline to it. Sorry.
No, it's our fault.
So if we were there from Thursday to Sunday, say, and every night there was one guy who was a regular, obviously right there, and he was with us every night, but we didn't really realize it. This kind of old guy. And by the Sunday, well, everyone that was working there, as soon as we'd order, would go into the back because it was just us laughing every time you'd hear 1, 2, 5, 10, 5. Like
what he was singing.
Every time they played the song.
For Wooly Bully has like uno, dos, 5, 10, 5, you know.
Yeah, it does really loud start. Yeah, really big.
And every night, like say it was full on Thursday, and Friday was less, Saturday was even less, and then Sunday was just us and the one guy who was still sitting there. And by then, all the staff knew to just serve us and then leave and go away. And then it was just so funny because we're sitting there and we're obviously we're laughing our asses off that we're doing this to ourselves and everyone else, and we're just punishing everyone around us.
Yes.
That
I'm
I think
familiar
it's
with
kind of like
the type of compulsion.
somebody like steals from like JCPenney and then they're like they made a new policy and you're like, that was me. That was kind of the thing here where it's like I think we abused everyone's trust by having a jukebox there.
Yes, you are.
That we could just freely put it.
Your fault.
Your activities in that moment are why people have to lock things up.
Yeah, and now we got a fucked up jukebox that's digital and it don't have all the fucking
It's your
classic.
fault.
I mean, they're cheating themselves out of their own songs.
Well, no, they didn't fix the
but
problem though, because now I have friends that I don't even want to give it away too much, but they have a system where they DJ places remotely, and it's incredible, but it's so funny that I don't even want to ruin it for them because they're magic for it. I shouldn't have even brought it up. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, Brody. Brody, you only have 1 hour.
Wait.
Everybody in the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
He
ahead.
hasn't let him get to the punchline yet.
Like when we sat down and we got there and everyone fled and left, he was like, "It's going to be uno, dos, cuatro," because he knew we were going to do the same thing, and he
he
had to just bail.
you guys uno, dos, and
it was just
cuatro.
us at the end. We won that weekend at Waffle House.
I believe it's uno,
bullying
dos,
the jukebox.
dos, tres,
So
cuatro.
long story short, long whatever, but that's
No, that
how-
was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. Thank you. I'm learning so much about Waffle House. I couldn't have anticipated.
Smothered,
that I would.
covered, and
Right,
peppered.
Smothered, covered.
Smothered, covered, and
We
peppered.
love
Man,
onions. This is a really, really great call. Brody, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
No,
you, Brody.
seriously, no, honestly. I'm really glad that you got in and that we're sounding normal again. So hopefully we can get other callers now that we sound.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So as far as what are you doing, or what's the theme?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you
that's what
doing?
I was doing.
What are you
So
doing?
What are
we
you
fulfilled
doing?
that.
Okay. Thanks,
All right, well,
Brody.
we'll talk to you soon.
That was a good one.
love you.
Did you see that one? That was a good one.
Love you, Brody. Thank you.
Love you, Brody. Thank you. Happy New Year. Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Night. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
No, you.
No,
That's
you
so, I
hang
can't even
up.
pretend. That's real.
Oh.
I think I might be ready for a little break. I don't know.
Okay.
How about
Well,
you,
I
Greg?
just want to chill and bask in Brody's call for a second. You know what? Over the course of this last year, this little thing that we're creating with our audience here, I hope it's appreciated as much as I enjoy doing it. I really sometimes I feel like I'm just like in a sea of a bunch of people who feel like they've got a worthwhile opinion, right? I'm not trying to presume that. I don't think that. But I am very curious in some things that I think that maybe get missed, or that people forget to ask because there's a lot of other reasonable questions to ask. But those are the types of conversations that I want to get in, like the funniest thing that ever happened to you at Waffle House. In fact, I'm so fascinated by it. I'm more fascinated by it than like how the pyramids were built, honestly. I don't even give a shit about the pyramids. I do give a shit about the weirdest person that you ever met at a Waffle House.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Hell yeah.
We have a very special musical segment, and I don't really know what it is because my producer Chris put it together, and he just said in my head, "Craig, why don't you do a little musical segment setup?" So I'm doing all the best that I can with the little bit of knowledge that I have, and I'm playing it off like it's a joke. How am I doing? Call 712-345-6648. Musical segment.
I spend a lot of time driving on the road, and I know food. You know you can't believe me when I tell you something's really good.
shit. Hey. Hi. Welcome to 5 on It Live. We're a call-in talk show. We have a toll-free number to include all the people in all of North America. That number is 866-345-6648. 6648 also spells out on it. Domestically, forgive me. In the United States, you could call 712-345-6648 or 712-345 on it.
Oh, you still got it.
Chris, that was very funny that you came through with that Waffle House song so swiftly. What
Grits. Grits. I mean, I'm convinced
I
to have
mean,
grits
yeah.
at Waffle House. Why would I have them anywhere else?
Well, the grits at Waffle House are not great.
Okay,
The
well,
waffles are
they
great.
didn't include that in their song.
They didn't. They don't sing about the
They
best.
don't sing about that.
You don't sing about the wars you lose. I don't want to talk about war.
No.
Honestly, I don't
Yeah,
want to talk
no.
about war. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you
That
didn't
was
need
fucked
that.
up of me. I
No,
didn't mean to do that.
it's okay. It's okay.
What else? What else?
Waffle
Who's
House.
out there? Yeah, give us a call.
Yeah, I would love another caller before we're in our third hour. Man, and the third hour always goes by so
The whole show has gone by.
fast. It has
It's so easy. This show. It's so easy.
Sure. Yes. It's so fun.
Yeah, I mean it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just
Feel
fun.
like I don't know why the word easy feels bad for me. I like to say easeful instead of easy because like easeful doesn't mean it's like this is
That
so
is your world. You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was back in my hometown
Oh yeah, you were.
and I before the holiday
Mhm.
and I spent some time with my niece.
How
Who's
was
like
that?
it's life-changing.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like an adult.
Ooh. Okay. Say more.
I've
What'd you
never
do?
I just related to a child in a familial protective way. You know what
Oof.
I'm saying?
Have
And
you never
that
felt that before?
no, what do I give a fuck about any kid?
Yeah, I think it's like 'cause it's all I've ever known. It's like the
Mm.
most feelings I've ever had is like deep protection and love for my younger cousins
Mm. Yeah,
and
see,
like
I
all
don't
the
really have a
yeah,
family like that. This is
right.
actually like the only child that I've ever related to. Any other child, like if you have something like I've had friends that have kids, most of them I don't care about anything that they have to say.
Mhm.
Not because of who they are, but because of sometimes part because of who they are and part because of their kids. And I don't know, I've been through it. Talk to a kid about it. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. I went through that. You know,
Can't
it's
help you.
not easy. It's
Yeah.
not. Trust me, it's
Might
not
wanna find a
easy.
peer to talk to you.
Yeah. I could tell you, but you wouldn't believe me anyway. So,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is the
You're not
point?
wrong.
Yeah, deal with it. But I did, and I played Kate Bush, and I played Fiona Apple,
Great.
and I played. We were going to get ice cream with my brother, and we were walking through, and I'm like, slow down. Look at this parking lot. It's perfect. And she was like, what? And I was like, we should rave. You want to dance? And she was like, yeah, but what? And I'm like, listen, every once in a while, you just got to stop and dance in empty parking lots so that people know that it's a dream. And she was like, okay. So I pumped some fucking Robin, right? Call your girlfriend. Call your girlfriend. Echoing through a Publix parking lot in Naples, Florida. And my little 4-year-old niece going hard. And I'm like, yeah, dance until the song is over. And, not for nothing. And I was just kind of waxing poetic and trying to like be fun uncle, with like a real kind of message all in layers that I know. I'm not saying she's going to pick up on everything. She's 4 years old. But not for nothing, when there were like two people that walked by in the parking lot, and at first they're like, what the fuck? Because it's Naples, Florida, and it's late at night, and there's a guy sitting in the parking lot
And not
looking
just
at
any guy.
looking at a 4-year-old dancing with all the doors open in my car, busting Robin, call your girlfriend, right? And they're like, what? But then they suss out what's really going on, and their frustration turned into glowing smiles,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, it is a dream. It's exactly truth. That's exactly what's happening. We're reminding them that you could just dance in the parking lot if you want. You could take 3 minutes. Nobody is ever gonna be bothered by you for 3 fucking minutes.
You can just dance
Just
in the
pump
parking
and
lot.
dance, and it really gets it out. It's a
I feel
similar.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say that this is a part of why I cherish kids so much in my, like, relationships with them when I can build them, is that, like, there is a certain freedom that and, like, excuse that they afford that having one around does like, when was the last time that you did that in a parking lot, you know?
Look who you're asking.
Yeah,
I
I know, I
mean,
know. But I mean, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
know which one, dude. Okay, I'm speaking to the audience then. When was the
yeah.
last time you did yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
again, like I guess this is why I've like, how I've learned to stay that way, I guess, to keep the magic is because I've had so many younger people in my life and, like, they're just easier to be around too, man.
I wouldn't say that's because they're like, Uncle
A
Craig,
lot.
Uncle Craig, Uncle Craig,
Yeah.
which I'm loving, but like, give me a break at a certain point.
I
You
think
know
when
what
I
I mean?
say
I can't
easier is,
watch
like,
the
I don't
pig
have to
show.
pretend. I don't have to pretend to be anybody other than myself around them. I think that's
Mm.
something that I find
We've
extraordinary relieving and have
we
in my life, you
we've
know?
had this conversation before, and although I feel I've always responded to that statement like identifying.
Mhm.
Truthfully, I don't think that I can identify with that.
Fair.
I think the one problem I don't have is being myself.
Yeah, I thought that makes sense for you, and I like it's cool you slowed down here because yeah, I think that you also are a unique person in my life as an adult who like just kind of came that way, and it is you are that way. I have to learn. I'm still learning. I'm still
Yeah,
learning
right.
how to like cultivate spaces, and also just like not care as much to
Mhm.
be my full self.
Mhm. I do. I
Mhm.
do. Yeah. I but I feel like I do understand, you know.
How can you
I
say
don't
more?
know because I identify with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
just until recently that I realized that I'm not actually that cuz like actually my biggest problem is pretending. which is a way to weave. Like that's what I meant by like it's me, because like I've been living in a dream, but I have to realize that other people are not. And like maybe like and I give
There
myself
is
an
a certain like privilege in that too, and I'm
I
not
realize it.
yeah,
No, no,
which I
no.
know that
Of
I just
course there is. Of
I know
course
you
there
know
is.
that. It just is
Yeah.
something that, like, as we're talking
Sure.
about this, with for
Sure.
our audience too, is to like
Sure.
acknowledge that. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. But it was also born out of like being feeling so outside of it, you
Absolutely.
know?
Yeah. It is also like who you are. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like yeah, privileged and also like unaccepted
Mhm.
and and even the acceptance it didn't read to me. So what like
Mhm.
for whatever teachers watch this and say like you were accepted, like give me a break. Uh,
Mm.
don't take it personally. I'm neurodivergent, you know. um um but uh what was I saying? Great cut.
Pretending.
Oh yeah, pretending, like um I can't let it go sometimes if I or the way sometimes, like all the time in my past, I can't let it go if I see something some way, you know? And it's not like I walk away and I'm like, "No, I'm not fucking dealing with you anymore." It's like, "No, I care about you. I'm trying to convince you." Do you
Mm.
do you hear the tone here? Like it's like I'm trying to be generous. That's where I'm coming from. In my heart, I'm reaching out because I
Mhm.
respect you and I care that you see it the right way. I'm not trying to defeat you.
Sure, but right way.
Right. 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 But like also in my defense and anybody else out there that has the same problems that I do. And if you want to know my problems, like I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm figuring it out. But you could start by watching that Pam episode that we did with Pam Schaefer. Um,
Mhm. You'll learn a lot about Craig in that
well,
episode.
and also, listen, I'm not trying to like be self-absorbed about this. Like, hopefully, it's revealing to somebody else. I mean, that's the only reason why I'm really talking about it is that hopefully somebody else is getting something out of it. I would love that affirmation, so I don't feel like a dick. But the I'm just gonna check out the chat for a second. um, I got a Chris laugh. That was good. Wait, what was I saying?
We were on some like
I'm
pretending, and then
neurodivergent.
you were explaining that you have a hard time with
Yeah,
pretending.
I don't know. I don't know
So
how to
that's you
pretend.
try and convince people that you're doing it from a generous place because
Yeah.
are you saying because you see them pretending, you can't play along with the
Well, because
pretending?
I couldn't fathom that we're not living in the same reality.
Right.
And if we're living in the same reality, then I'm right. Okay? But what I'm saying is and I'm not by the way, this isn't to dismiss them or anybody else that's dealing with this or myself. And maybe therein lies the issue. I thought it was a me or them,
That's yes.
right?
Yeah, that's a setup that doesn't work for anybody.
No. No. Right. Because it's more complicated than that.
Mhm.
So it's what it is like how willing are you or how dependent are you on participating in their life or having them in yours?
Mm.
There's
I
the
think the
question.
willing yeah, like, how much do you want to?
Mhm. How
Yeah.
much do you want to
What
eat
does it
at
work to you?
Right,
Yeah.
right. What's the
Yeah.
dress code of this party? Do you want to go
Yeah.
to this club? Like you got to wear a jacket. If you want
Yeah.
to deal with this person, you got to put on this face. And I'm saying, after all of these years of like seemingly being stubborn in my own mind, this revelation has helped me to say, oh, well, I just got to make a choice to come to them. I can accept that I was wrong. I can accept that I was in my head, that like, or that I wasn't, that they weren't seeing what I'm seeing, and that's okay. But I have to realize that they can't see what I'm seeing either. So I gotta
Mm.
come to them. I gotta equip them with what I see, and if they can't do that, if I still care, I gotta come to them. I gotta see what they see.
Mhm.
You gotta know you don't see something and
Mhm.
before you're able to do that. You gotta really know that you don't see it before you know how to ask.
Mhm.
So that's my holiday message.
Um, I love that more than any other holiday messages I heard this year. I've heard kind of in my life. I think that would have solved my nightmare I had the other night. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's been what you're describing is like one of the biggest ways I've grown and learned how to like live in the world is like to be curious not only about like other people but about myself too. Um Which goes along with what you're saying, it's like not only knowing what that you don't know about other people, but that, like, I don't know, I've had to learn about myself too and not assume that, like, I know how things are landing or I know how I'm talking all the time or I know how things hit all the time despite feeling like I'm in full control of those things, you know?
Wait, what do you mean? Please unpack that for me. What
Well,
do you
I
mean
think,
exactly?
being curious about, like, I don't know, for me, sometimes being aware of my tone is hard sometimes, and it can hit people
Mm.
hard, and so instead of like,
Can you give a for instance?
um,
Because you don't really have a nasty tone, but I do. Maybe I know what you're talking about. Maybe you mean like a short tone, or like a I'm fed up tone.
yeah, or I will sometimes like say something sincere that comes out like too sarcastic, that because I'm like not
Mm.
because I'm not or it's like I'm rattling it off and I'm not like couching it in like, oh no, I do mean this nice thing I said about you, it's like
Yeah.
I think more the point is, like, I've something that I've had to learn in therapy on this curiosity is, like, learning to be okay with receiving feedback too, and, like, if I'm a person I feel like, we've built this in our relationship, it's something I've really appreciated with you, is, like, I wanna know how I am perceived and how I'm coming off, like, I don't wanna be, like blind to that either,
Right.
like
Right?
like,
Why
that
is
that
everybody
I don't
running
want
away from that?
them to yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
Doesn't
as
it seem
strongly as
like
we
everybody's
hold,
running
how
away?
other yeah, yes, I think that's a thing that we hold on quite tightly to, is being
You're getting
certain.
short of breath. Just like I don't mean to call you out, but like
No.
just talking about it, you're getting
Yeah,
short of breath, and I
yeah,
feel like it's like worth mentioning. Obviously, that
yeah,
like there's a physical effect, obviously for you. It's it's a pretty overwhelming like facet of our lives. Like, but what happens? Okay, how about this? But what happens when you need somebody to come to you, like you're just not able? Yeah, I mean you hear these arguments all the time, like it's like I'm too tired to educate you, I'm too like like
mhm,
I can't even like that sums it up. I can't even.
mhm,
Okay, heard. But what you're really saying is like, I need you to come to me.
mhm,
I'm not coming to you right now. I'm not coming to you.
mhm.
Why is
What
it
about
so hard? Why is it so hard to not? When given the ultimatum, why is it like, that's tough.
so hard to move towards somebody who puts that ultimatum? Is that what you're saying?
It's
It's
so
hard for
hard
you?
to. Well, it's so like yeah. I mean, for me in particular, yes,
Yeah.
yes. To show my like nasty parts, I'm ashamed at how allergic to ultimatums or to
Yeah.
expect. No, you know what it is? It's not even an
I was
ultimatum.
gonna say that's yeah,
It's
sounds more like
expectation.
mhm.
Expectation.
Yeah,
It
what's
it
that what's that
it
about?
it. I don't know. I don't know
How does it
because
feel in your body when you
I
feel, like, the weight of an expectation? Like, what happens?
I want like unconditionality. And then I want to exceed expectation. But like if I'm expected like okay, I obviously don't ever want to kick over a table. But if somebody said like the last thing I want you to do if you go listen, you're coming into my friend's house, don't kick the table. And I'd be like, what the
Well,
fuck?
now I
I am
wanna
kick
fucking
I am kicking the table. I will kick the table on behalf of everybody else. Like what is that? That is some
Well,
bullshit. It's like what I gotta prove to the world that like I don't exist in your world.
I mean, it's so interesting to me for you. I mean, I know this about you, but it's
I'd
so
kick it
interesting
softly, but
because
I'd
you
kick it.
totally,
I'd
but
kick
you are
it.
you are also somebody who, like, has really, as far as I know and have heard, like, appreciative of, like, social norms and really expect people to, like,
Or try to
abide
be.
by the rules of whatever spaces they're in. So, yeah, it is interesting that, like, you have that, but then also, uh, this kind of,
Yeah,
defiant
that annoys me too. Like I'm I'm the one person in public spaces.
I know.
There's nobody that hates to be in a public space more than I do. And by the way, I don't respect your rules, but I will follow them
Right?
because I'm in your space, because I'm in your world, and that's the way to be. That's how you should be, I think. Or that's I don't know, you know? But
Well,
I'm there and I find myself there.
yeah.
And how come I'm the only fucking person there that's respecting it as a public space? Everybody's like putting on deodorant or fucking spitting or I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy to me listening to just like playing music out loud. And I guess I've done that to
I
piss
mean,
people
it's
off every
so
once in a while,
interesting.
and
It's
and
like
everybody's like living their own life. I don't know. It
well,
just feels
yeah, you earlier just told us of this beautiful moment of, like, freedom that you had with your niece in the parking lot where you, like, encouraged her to live like it was a
oh my
dream.
god. Oh my god. What an asshole I am. Do you
No,
see? No, no, no,
no,
no, no.
you
This is
okay,
I'm not an asshole, but you know what's happening right now? Have you ever seen
yeah,
the movie I Heart Huckabees?
no.
It's a great movie. It's
I
a
know,
really
it's
great
yeah, it's
movie.
one of those, like,
Y-
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
I highly recommend it. Anyway, the moral of it's like all about philosophy and you know, um like the f- the first like hurdle that everybody's trying to get over is like this understanding that there's like a blanket in the universe and that everything is connected and how like one like there's no difference between me and you, you know, my eye and your eye. We're all the same thing. And when you start picturing everything on the same blanket, then that's interesting. Changes things, right? And then the nihilist comes by and teaches them to like punch themselves in the face and feel nothing. and and they're like, "Oh no, this is the answer." and then there's no spoiler alert, but then at
Yeah.
the end it's like no, actually both. Actually It is the blanket, and it's also the nothing, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It is the blanket, and it is the nothing.
That's how I see that it's like a we need it's like an all hands on deck. Like we need the people to like question the rules so that we like don't all just follow them all like willy-nilly. But then we need the people who are also the rule followers
Mhm.
and to create the rules. Like that like
Mhm.
it's it really is an all hands on deck situation thing. That's also how I see this like issue when you know some people say like I need you to come to me, I don't want to teach you, I don't want to teach you. I think that's a very fair and valid thing a lot of the time. And also I think some people are a little too quick to do that, especially in intimate relationships. But that's where it's like we need connection with more people, because where one person doesn't have the capacity, shouldn't have to do certain teaching, another person could and should.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, could, should, whatever. But I mean,
This is
yeah,
just
yeah,
my
you know,
reality.
I tend to agree. But like,
You don't
let's
have
not
to.
let's take those words even out of it.
Um,
Um, it would make it easier if you could. It would make it easier, certainly for them, and that, and in turn, if you're relating with them, it would make it better for you,
Mhm.
unless you just like the drama, which, like, obviously I'm unpacking this as I'm talking, but if it's not obvious at home, um, but yeah, I could stand to be honest and say I have the propensity to dig in for drama's sake.
Mm.
Not like consciously, not like
Mm,
I'm
okay.
getting off on this, but it feels like it there's gotta be something that is exhilarating to me about winning, or about like
Mm.
staging the war that I will then be triumphant, and let's just give me as much grace on this thought as possible.
Okay.
Let's say at the end of it, you find a deeper connection. Now, listen, it's not that contrived, and that's certainly not what happens in the end of these things. But let's just say, in the best case scenario, is it is it a valid experience then to be like dramatic and work through the the peaks of that? Does that make sense? My
Uh,
question.
I think I mean, as much as it can, I think I was stuck on the word valid.
Valid, like if I'm if I like the drama, if there's some like subconscious thing that I like the drama, well,
What do you mean by
what
drama?
like the instigation of something that will not the instigation, but the willingness to attack, the willingness to say
Mm,
like, no, I'm not going to come to you. I'm conscious and able to, but I will not. Instead, I will force you to meet. Okay, I
mhm.
will, or I will die, and I will walk away. I will end this, or we will live in battle forever, you know? Like, those are the options. Those are the only options
For you.
for anybody. What's the other option?
That's
What's
not
the
how
what's
I
the
move. That's not what my
yeah,
relationships look like. I don't,
well,
I think
I mean,
it sounds like
I'm
you're talking about a very specific like way of being in relationship that I'm not
oh.
trying to that I'm not trying to say is wrong. Again, this is my sort of like holding that we're different people and like relate differently, but like that's why I said like when you say is that valid? My biggest question is like is it serving the person in your relationship with? Are you like unnecessarily hurting
Well,
each
that's
other?
yeah,
But if
that's
that's
right.
what you are both agreeing to be and how you're participating with each other, then who am I to say that's not valid? It ain't the kind of relationship I want to be in where it's mutually agreed destruction. But
Yeah.
who am I to say
Right.
it's not
Right.
valid?
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, when you put it like that.
Well, it's kind of sorry. That's how in my worldview and in my reality, that's what that sounds like. But may not be your experience. So.
How's your holiday?
Oh, about the same.
Yeah.
No, it's me, I'm quiet. I'm a quiet little baby and I retreat. Yeah, I think this is why
Did
when
you
you
make
were
those snowflakes that are behind you?
duh.
I know that, but I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some people comment in the chat. Thank you so much. I did. I made snowflakes over my holiday.
that's so like domestic of you. Like, what a domestic thing to do. It's so crafty. Also,
Yeah.
I want to go to the West Coast Craft Fair, like as
Yeah,
a show.
we're gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do that.
I'd like
It's this
to
summer, right?
leave a comment
Next
below
summer.
if you're into us venturing to the West Coast Art Fair,
Craft fair.
craft fair. If you know anybody there,
Oh my gosh, we should find the person, one of our first callers was
a
didn't
crafter.
it, yeah, what kind? Knitting? Yeah,
Yeah,
point needlestick or
needlepoint,
something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, something like that. Oh man, who
But
were
anyway,
they? I would love for them to
I
call in
think
again. Man, we've really
remembering
done this
Ashley.
thing.
Ashley, I think was her name.
Ash. Yeah, that sounds right.
I just revisited. I mean, I was gonna let that go like I
Yeah.
was just magic, but no,
What are you, a
I was
wizard?
revisiting revisiting shows for this show,
Oh,
and
oh, yeah. You could have
my
let it
brain, I
go.
can't lie, my brain does
Okay,
not
okay. Can
work
I
that
ask
well.
you this question? You this question, and the rest of the audience this question.
Hmm?
Okay, I was at a function the other day, and I was telling this story. There was a true story, but also the true story. It ends like flat, and I'm trying to and I'm like middle seating this event that I'm at. You know what I mean? Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. You look confused at me, or you look. Oh,
Oh.
maybe it was concern. Okay, yeah, I get it.
No, it was how you started, that the ending of the story, I was confused around what the preface you gave around the ending of the story. That's what confused me.
Honestly, I forgot the whole story.
Let's talk about middle seating.
No.
That's where, like, you're not in the that's where you're not but no, but I actually do wanna make sure that our audience understands and that I understand if you're talking about middle seating, you're not at the head, so you're, like, not controlling the conversation, or you are?
No. I mean that I'm like able to talk to everybody, and I'm getting in good
Okay, okay.
conversations here, and I'm getting in good
Got it,
conversations
got
there.
it. Okay,
You
I guess
know,
I didn't know what that meant.
and now I've got a group of people that have like listening to this story that I'm telling, and it's a good story, and like I don't really know how to end the story because it ends flat, and so it was a true story, but I embellished the ending, and it was like it could even be perceived as a self-serving kind of like it made me look even more interesting. I don't even remember what it was, but it like whatever it was, it could have been definitely easily perceived as like not just innocent embellishment for the sake of the story. Like it definitely made the story way cooler, but it also made me look cooler or whatever,
Cooler, okay.
right? I told everybody after I told them that, like, I let that story land, and then I was like, actually, that ending, it ends flat, and I just embellished at the end. And they were like, you said it was real. And I was like, I know it was until the very end. I should have just left. I should have just left it at
Oh.
that, right? Like, I should have just let them live it.
Oh. I find that quite endearing. And, like, quite neurodivergent of you too.
Great, we have a caller.
No, we have a
Caller?
caller.
Hi, are you on the line?
Hello, caller?
I can't hear anything. It's all choppy.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no. It happened again. It's choppy again.
Well, let's just sit here for a second. We can hear you beautifully. Oh.
Bummer. Well, whoever that was, they can call back and then, like, you could just say things. And we could just sit. We're so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
But we're going to be back after the first of the year, somewhere around the mid-month or
Mhm.
something. And we've got a whole block of shows. We've got some really special guests coming up. Wait, why? I'm not closing this out yet. God damn it. I was
No.
talking about something interesting. I kind of like the bed set up because I like lounging and talking. And I feel like it suits the night.
I think it works really well for you specifically, just given, like, how much you, like, move around and stuff. I feel like you being in your bed, you're staying in frame more in
Oh.
general. I think
Yeah, but I've seen how much I've gone out of frame. So that's really
Well,
saying
I do
something.
yeah. But yeah, no,
God.
I like the lounge vibes. No, it's who you are. Don't change. We just need, we can work around how much you move, and I think maybe being in bed helps.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah. That's nice. Oh, I'm bummed about the caller. I know we only have 10 minutes left, but I have to pee really bad.
Go pee. Hey,
Okay.
will you play the Momus song? Hey, everybody at home, if you don't know who Momus is an artist that you probably should know. He's British or Scottish or something. I know that that's really offensive. So I'm just going to say that you should know Momus. And one of the great things about him, even though he's been around for a long time, he still manages to make the most obscure and strange music, and he puts it out constantly with music videos all the time. So follow his channel. We'll put it in the credits and whatever, but like you got to know this guy. He's incredible. So this is his newest song that he dropped yesterday, and I shouldn't even say newest because he might have dropped something since then. But he dropped a Christmas song, and I thought it was just perfect for the time. So used without his permission, but I'm going to reach out to him and let him know. Everybody go check out Momus. He's fucking awesome.
There is no point in intervention when it only makes the bullies bully more. You'll just give them an excuse to crack down. You know they love imposing martial law, and there is no point kicking against the pricks, though there are so many awful pricks around. There are, and there is no point at all drilling through your prison wall. Life is just too short, you see, and time will tell. So I'll do nothing in the camp of internment. Nothing going in the wrong direction, but I'm too broken to mend it all. And I said nothing when they came for the quietists. When you're a quietist, nothing's what you do. So I'll do nothing in the camp of internment. Nothing more when they come with the torture screw. I'll be a quietist when they come for the quietists. I'll do nothing. Nothing's what we do.
Listen to the producer when he's talking to you, because sometimes he's talking to you and you're like, and you're just eating wheat checks, and then you're back, and then you're like, I still have wheat checks in my mouth. Hold on.
I could talk. Hi, I'm here too. You know, in the spirit of like, because just on our break, I want to share that what's going on with me and what's going on with our bodies, because right, that's the theme to today, forever now. I think is how are we feeling? What's going on in our bodies? I just felt a little like dizzy, vertigo, and that happens with me sometimes.
Wonder why.
You know, I've learned in therapy that like sometimes vertigo, that when I feel vertigo, it's like a literal, it's like when my world is feeling topsy-turvy and upside down, it's like a literal manifestation of that.
Do you want to take a breath? Do you want to put your feet on the ground? Why am I coming in blurry now? Oy vey.
Oy vey. Internet, live
Fucking
TV.
internet.
We've only got a few minutes left. That's okay. There you go. There you're back.
Okay, I'm back.
I think, you know, I think maybe for me what's going on is that we were on a break for a while. This has been so wonderful, but I think, you know, I was a little more like hyped up, you know, at the beginning. And then, you know, there was that time when you noted that I was breathing faster. I think we've been talking about some things that, you know, are like, you know, get my heart racing a little bit. And yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on. I've had a
Well-
really, really lovely time being back with you here, Craig.
Yeah. Me too. I forgot what everything that we even talk about. Like in the immediacy. It will resonate for days, but like
Yeah.
there was so much.
That's the beauty of live
It's
TV
been-
and being present, man.
It's really been a big it's really been a big year for confusion.
topsy-turvy year, man.
It makes sense too because it's like 2024. It's like what?
What is even that number?
What is even that number? But like 2025. I know
How does that
exactly where
feel?
to put that in. You know, if like core memory. The toys have to go inside of the box. It's the toy box. The toys are all different shapes. Some of the toys are essentially just toys where you put shapes inside of the shapes, filling a box. But this is more complicated. This isn't a toy. This is real fucking life. How are you going to put all of these weird shaped toys in this box? Well, I developed like this sense of know how, you know? I can visualize it, how to put all the stuff inside of the box. It just comes very naturally to me. I think it's like my neurodivergent superpower. It's a shitty one, you know, who needs a toy box? But anyway, for a while it was really valuable. Um that's it.
And with that, it's our final midnight.
Happy midnight.
Wait, I can't remember what you said, but that was beautiful. Okay, so I think we're falling apart a little bit over here. It's
Not
just
me.
right on time.
Not me.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah, just me
nope.
then. Just me. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm not falling apart.
Another 3 hours?
I don't know about that, but I could commit like on a month to month.
Okay. That sounds good. Hey, let's do this again soon.
Yeah. No, but seriously, join us in the new year. Soon we'll have some pizza is in the chat.
Pizza.
Do we take a pizza call?
Our phone is
Oh
not.
yeah, fuck.
Ugh, pizza. We love you, and we're all in random places, and yeah, our phone has been fucking up.
One more call.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could try like.
Yeah. You know what? Pizza. Let me I hope you hear this. That like we're making an issue out of it. Like we're basically taking a call. You're just not here.
I know, but he doesn't know that like he won't be able to hear us. I think that's the point. That it's not like he could.
No, that's what I'm saying is that
I know, but I don't think he knows.
we're obviously we're interested in it.
Yeah, we're interested.
We can't
Yeah,
because
it's technical issues. Less, it's not the midnight issue. It's tech issues.
it's
Pizza.
Chris's fault.
This is. Can I tell them, Chris, what's happening?
Momus. Thank you, Momus, for the video. And
Okay, so we're not. Yeah.
I love pizza, and I want pizza to know that I would really like to take his call, but we're having technical issues with our phone lines. But at the top of the next year, 2025, easily organized inside of a toy box, we're going to have a really good time with a great series of guests, some that I'm really excited about, others I'm not so excited about, but I think that they'll be fun. And and
I almost didn't even notice you said that. I was like, yeah.
and we wish everybody here like a really I want to be honest. That's why I'm taking a beat. I want to offer everybody a very patient
Mm.
New Year. Try to be that when you think that you can't. Be a little bit that and see how that gets you there. And patience doesn't come in a vacuum. Patience unlocks other things that might be uncomfortable as well. Accept those as a reward.
I'll take that. I'm trying to think if I would add. I like patience. I like hoping for that. For me, it indicates like slowing down, taking time. If I could add anything, I would like add some curiosity. Just to go back to what we talked about. More curiosity in the world. That's self-reflexive too. Outward and inward curiosity. That's what I hope for myself and for us collectively.
So let's equip ourselves and us, the royal us. How do we equip ourselves to do that? What is the trigger word, the safe word for reality to like pop back into a space where it's like, okay, now is the time that I'm reminding myself to be patient again.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I don't want to be patient, that's the time that you need to be patient. That's the
Mhm.
hardest time. So like what is the like the pocket experience that like can be placed to be patient and to be curious, you know? In fact, I think that both of them are in fact, remember when I said that one begets the other? I feel like
Mhm.
patience begets curiosity.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Yeah. Yeah.
So be
Like
patient
affords the
and
space for it.
I think that patience is the practice and curiosity um is the product.
Okay.
You know?
I'm excited to find out.
Yeah.
I'm excited to practice.
Yeah. All right. Love you. Love Pippa. Love Brody. Love
Producer
Mallory.
Chris.
Love Chris. Love
Love you, Craig.
everybody
Love
listening.
everybody involved.
Specifically love pizza and pizza.
Yeah,
I
pizza.
I
We
just
love you.
wanna
We miss you.
I just want everybody to know that I wore some special socks for pizza. I wore and it's got Mona Lisa on it, babe.
Pizza that's just for
It's
you,
got Mona
baby.
Lisa on it, and I'm wearing khakis. Do you see? I'm wearing fucking
Wow.
khakis, and I got Mona Lisa socks on. I
I
didn't forget about you.
Wow.
Pizza, I think about you, and I think about pizza, and I ate pizza today. I gotta end the show, don't I? Yeah, P for pizza. P for pizza.
Oh. Well, it was really, really nice to be back with y'all. And we'll be back in 2025.
Yeah.
I fucking hate saying that. That's we'll be back soon.
Happy New Year. Roll the credits.
Yeah, roll the credits. Wow.